In the latest news, President Obama will send 1,200 National Guard troops to help secure the U.S. Mexican border. He will also request $500 million for their border protection and law enforcement activities. The National Guard will work on reconnaissance, support, and training. They will also aid in blocking drug trafficking. The troops will temporarily supplement Border Patrol agents until Customs and Border Patrol can recruit and train additional officers and agents to serve on the border. Homeland Security and the Pentagon officials have been jousting over the possible National Guard deployment for better than a year. Pentagon officials worried that the perception of the U.S. militarizing the border and did not want the Guard to be performing law enforcement duties.
The problem with militarizing the border is that it is only a bandage approach to the problem. Until American employers are forced to give all employees a livable wage and good working conditions, they will always try to undersell the American people. We also have to face the fact that Mexicans would not be coming in droves if conditions were better in their country. So, the president needs to put hard pressure on the Mexican government to create some FDR-style New Deal programs.
Some say that legalizing drugs would end all the problems at the border. They make a very strong argument that all the illegal trafficking is what is funding the invasion from the south. Maybe there is some truth to this, but once again we must ask why. Why would anyone take such great risks? The answer is found in that saying, disparate times call for disparate measures. I think that we will always have criminals, but this trafficking could be stopped, or at least slowed down to the point that it could be easily handled. If we were to raise the living standards for all working people in both countries, and make sure that anyone who wants to work can, and for a livable wage, then most of the border crimes would stop. Well, that is what I think. What about you?
I know a lot of people who just do not want to see any more brown people in the United States. I find their bigotry appalling. They forget that we are all God's children and that makes us all brothers and sisters in the Lord's eyes. If we could put aside our pride and prejudices on both sides and work together, maybe we could fix the mess. The last thing that we should be doing is sitting around and hoping that the problem would go away on its own. So, what do you think?
What I think is that politicians on all sides have been slow to address this problem. They know that no matter what they do, it will cost a lot of money. Politicians also are weary of alienating large groups of voters. Where it's a myth that illegals vote, it is true that the Hispanic community makes up a large voting bloc of citizens. So the question becomes, how do we keep our borders safe, keep American jobs coming to Americans without increasing racial tensions? One thing that we might do is to make Mexico pay for every one of their citizens that we send back. That would mean they would be paying for all our increased ICE agents, medical costs to ensure that detainees were not an infectious danger to our general population. It would also cover our costs to arrest, feed, and house them prior to deportation. We could also make Mexico pay for all the services that their citizens use prior to being apprehended. The reason this would work is that Mexico has been using us to get rid of their unemployed. We are, for all sense of purpose, their welfare system. If they had to start paying us back, well, you can bet they would stop the mass illegal wave. They might even start guarding the border themselves for no cost. This is just a thought. What do you think?